Neck football team. To come to this place and win a football game is a very, very big challenge. We talked about that, last Sunday in our first team meeting as we prepared for this ball game versus the Bison. It's very difficult to come here and win, because of the tradition that the team, your program has here, playing in the Fargo Dome. And these guys just prepared as hard as they could all week, and I'm going to say as smart as they could all week. And then again, coaches, we would say we just can't be more proud of how they carried out and executed the game plan for 4 quarters. And myself, I think it's a great accomplishment by these guys and their teammates, because it's not very easy to do.
What is it about the visiting team in the series, Mark, that always comes up on top?
Oh, I'm afraid I don't know if it's anything. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't have an answer for that one. I think it's two. Most years it's 2 excellent football teams. Playing good football, and that certainly was the case this afternoon. In my opinion, 2 excellent football teams just played an outstanding college football game.
Coach, how big was it that first drive? NDSU's driving down on you guys and has that fumble, and you guys pick it up and go the other way and score. How big was that series of events?
Well, 4 quarters later, I guess I'm going to say I'm not sure, but at the time it was very big. There's no question, and I believe you said that correct. Sometimes I forget what happens in the first quarter off the bat, but that was the opening drive, correct? And the Bison had made several first downs and drove into deep into certainly field goal territory, and but after several first downs, to get to turnover, or for our defense to get to turnover at that time was definitely huge. And then no question, we made several first downs, as I recall, went right down the field and scored. And yes, for a few moments it appeared the Bison were going to be up 7-0 at home, and a few minutes later, we were ahead 7-0. So there's no question that certainly was an early momentum swing, that's for sure. And of course, there were more during the rest of the 4 quarters.
Coach, can you talk about what it means to have Barr back on his team?
Yeah, except we got to catch a plane in about an hour. Yeah, Matt Barr means a lot to this team. I'll just say quickly, Matt has all the intangibles you look for in a quarterback, on and off the football field. And because of that, he's a true team leader for this ball team. Fortunately, we have a lot of outstanding senior leaders this year. 17 very good football players in our senior class. But because of what Matt has done on our campus at Western Illinois University, in the classroom, and on the football field, he's a true leader, and the players enjoy following him. And so, from a coach's point of view, yes, it couldn't be any better than that.
It's nice to have a 5th-year senior quarterback.
Yes, it is. It is. Matt, boy, quarterbacks, traditionally they've been high school players for us. And you come out of high school, so we can have them for 5 years. And Matt, you redshirted and then started his redshirt freshman year, sophomore year. I unfortunately got nicked up last year. We didn't get to have him, and it was great to have him back for his 5th year.
Brandon, you guys held them 3 of 13 on 3rd down. Pretty big stat there.
Yeah, we always want to try and get the offense off the field and give the ball to Matt in our offense, because we know when they get the ball, they're going to take time off the clock. And when we got that early lead, we knew if they didn't score, they couldn't win. And then going into halftime, we knew we had a lead. But this year, North Dakota State's been a second-half team, and our coaches and ourselves challenged ourselves to make sure that we would be the better second-half team this game.
Brandon and Matt, what does that early turnover do for your confidence on defense and offense?
For defense, it was big because they were driving, and they could put the whole team in a 7-0 hole. But that's our defense throughout the years with Coach Casey. We might let the team drive, but somehow we always come up with the turnover, and that's always big, and that's what we pride our defense on, is always to get turnovers even after a big play. Forget about that play and just go on to the next one and try to get a turnover and try to stop the offense.
Matt, how big was it NDSU scored there in the third quarter to bring it to 21-13. You guys drive down the field and answer with a score. How big was that for you guys?
That was a big score for us. Put us back up, I think, 2 scores at the time. Offensively, we had the lead at halftime, and we knew that we had to go out and attack in the second half, and couldn't sit on the 21-6 halftime lead. So that touchdown really gave us a lot of life, showed our offense that we could still move the ball in the second half. We talked about North Dakota State having come back and won all 3 games in the second half this year, so we knew they were going to come out and give us the best shot in the second half.
Brandon, what did you do on defense to try and limit the big plays, and how did you react?
Our defense is a risk-reward defense with Coach Casey. We're going to blitz a lot and do a lot of different things, but if everybody does their job, we'll stop the big plays. But as we've seen today, we gave up a lot of big plays, but we ended up holding them to a field goal. And even holding them to a field goal, that's a big accomplishment for the defense. And so pretty much just reading our keys and just forgetting after they get a big play, just forget about it and move on to the next play.
Yeah, they're 2 of 5 in the red zone. So, again, another big stat, but how big is that for you guys?
It's always big. If we stop them in the red zone, that's the name of the game. They think they're about to score, but if we do stop them, that stops their momentum and they get down, and we pick up our team and our offense. So I think just stopping them in the red zone, the defense can't ask for anything more than that.
And I know you guys played in front of 47,000 fans at Purdue. How did this compare?
The atmosphere here is awesome. When we were strolling up and the fans tailgating, I know it's homecoming, so that probably added a little bit more to the spectacle of the event. But what it sounds like, this place sells out about every game anyway. The fans were great. It was a really awesome college football environment.
Was it tough in any ways?
The preparation all week was excellent, and it put us in a position so that crowd noise was about as minimal as it could be. Obviously, getting an early lead and then sustaining that lead helps with the crowd noise too, so we did a good job of controlling the crowd.
Coach, you got to feel pretty good. Looks like the Missouri Valley is going to be up for grabs this year. You guys walk out of here with a pretty big foot up in the conference standings.
Well, to win any conference game, first of all, to win any conference game, I'm going to go back and say it's an accomplishment from my 12 years in the league. And then to win on the road, yes. I mean, obviously, if you want to end up on top, you're going to have to win several conference games on the road. You may not win them all, but you've got to win several. And of course, we've had one away football game now, conference play, and we did come out on top. So there's no question that we knew what that meant, to us in the conference standing. So really proud again of these guys and coming through and getting victory number 2